Is this grief? I don't know. I mean, my
How
brother's
long
been,
has this pain been going on for?
it feels like it got blown up right after Thomas's death. And like the thing that you identified, the um not feeling, I don't even know if it's, yeah, it's like that I'm the batshit crazy one, yet the behavior's coming towards me. So it must be that sort of belief. Like sometimes when I'll meditate, like it'll feel like my body is a piece of cement stopping the connection.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go deeper into that feeling. Shut your eyes for a second. And I want you to describe it to me from a
So
sensory.
I can physically feel the joy from Gaia, from Earth, from whatever coming in through my feet, up through my body. And sometimes it'll go soaring up through my head and I'll shoot it out around the earth and out into the universe to just bless us all. And then
Yeah. Let's focus on the discomfort.
that then the discomfort sometimes it's like a resistance, like it's resistance. It stops. It's like, no, you're not, you can't have this. This is not for you. You should, oh, here it is. Huh. You are not supposed to be doing this. This is Satan's work. Oh my God.
Uh, and do you think that's specifically around the Course of Miracles or around all of the energy light work you're
I
doing?
think it's I think it's all of it. And I think that's where the pain's coming from, that there must be some underlying belief that what I'm doing is wrong.
Yeah.
But why would I pick?
Which then underneath that means I'm a bad person, right? If
Must
you're doing
be.
Satan's work, like what might
That's what I'm hearing. God, I thought I healed this. Damn it.
Yeah, no, it's like, but it's the good news is it's surfacing. So it means it's like raw. It's like a scab that's ready to be picked off right now. So let's go deeper into this. I want you to describe it, what it feels in your physical body right now. Shut your eyes. And I want you to stick with that sensation. Anytime you distracted, I'm going to keep pulling you back to this, what we're talking about.
It's in my throat. It's right here.
Okay.
It feels like it's trying to push it back down. It wants to come out, like I'm describing that, like the joy wants to emanate into physical, into manifest into something, into just joy. And there's something here, just right here and here, that says no, 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 no. And it hurts. It's a physical hurt. It feels like I just want to cry.
I want you to stay with that feeling. And I'm here to support you. I'm actually, because I'm an empath too, I'm going to stay with you and stay with this feeling as well. And maybe words, we could take a little bit of a pause on words right now. And I just want you to stay with this sensory experience that you're having in your body. Just keep staying with it. Feel the width of it, the height of it.
Feels like I'm letting everyone down who I love. There's the connection.
Yeah.
So I can see all the orbs are coming.
Deeper into the feeling of letting everybody down who you love. Feel the enormity of that in your body.
Oh my God.
Because maybe there's some truth to that.
Of course there is. That's why everyone's so angry at me. They feel like what I'm doing is wrong and hurtful, and I'm betraying my family. Oh my God, I wasn't even seeing this.
Mm-hmm. Many deeper layers of this. Okay.
Oh, it's right here. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So I want you to stay right there where your fingers are. Just stay right there.
No wonder I have a thyroid problem, and I have asthma. And oh my God. Oh, and I feel like I've let my husband down because he's like, this stuff scares the shit out of me.
Yeah. So basically, you're dealing with feeling like you let everybody down, and
everyone down, and I've scared them. I've made them face their own doubts and fears.
Mm-hmm.
I made them question their faith. I stood up and said what happened to my brother. I brought out to the truth. I exposed the truth of what happened. I've healed my guilt. And that's what, oh my God, that's what it is. I no longer feel guilty about because I knew something was wrong, but I couldn't figure out what was happening because my 11-year-old self just felt jealous. I wasn't getting presents from Father Rusty.
Mhm.
Yet I knew something was wrong, but I knew no one would believe me. But now I've exposed the truth of what happened. And then I stood up to my mother and said, I will not go to church anymore, not with what's happening.
Yeah, you are a fighter. I mean, we'll deal with that. We'll talk more about that later, but you're
Oh, God,
definitely a
it was
fighter
like,
for
oh
rights.
my God, I can't.
Justice. I mean, just look at the word justice. That is your incentive in life, is to bring justice to the injustice. What's not fair, because you were treated unfairly for so much of your life. Just think about that. But I want you to keep staying on this one area instead of
Gone. It went away.
just went away. Wow.
I'm punished for, I keep resonating with Jesus for some reason. And man, I thought this is not easy work. I mean, you've probably gone through it. Like, what are you, batshit
Well,
crazy?
this good bad thing is really deeply instilled inside of you.
Right.
So yeah, I had a feeling you needed to express it and get it out to move through it. I don't think you're going to move through it that fast, and I'm sure you actually did all the way, but we'll see.
Holy shit. It doesn't hurt. That, like, that, you know, that feeling of like cement on your chest.
Yeah. Just take a few deep breaths right now.
Now I know I have water.
Yeah. Let's have some water. I'm going to have to bring you back into this uncomfortable state. Ask your soul if it's ready. Okay. All right. So I want you to go back to the experience you were just describing to me, because even though it's gone now, there's a good chance it will come back, right? Because it's been like every day, sounds like, for a while. Okay. So I want you to just shut your eyes, and it's actually in some ways easier to do it when you're not feeling it. So.
Oh, good. That helps.
Go, but you will eventually need to get to the place where you feel it. Okay. So just once again, notice how your body contracts, like definitely around your vocal cords, pull in, and I see
I can
heart
feel it.
racing.
Okay, yeah.
We're bringing back that experience. Okay. Just breathe in the last time you really felt it, which was, you could either do the experience you just had a minute ago, or you could do the one before that.
It feels like I'm like there's cement on my heart.
Okay, cement on your heart. Yeah, exactly. I get that.
Grinder.
It's squeezing in around
Yep.
your heart.
Yep. Yeah. Like pressure.
Does it feel like you have difficulty breathing?
Not yet. Okay. It just feels like rage. Mm-hmm. Now I'm just pissed. I'm so freaking angry.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and express some of your anger.
It's like so ridiculous that I could just be in this position. Oh yeah, now I can't breathe. Oh my God, I stopped breathing. that I would listen to my higher self and bring peace and offer comfort to be judged so harshly and be blamed for what happened is not okay.
No.
You have people who are supposed to love me, judge me, and now my head hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all at once.
Mm-hmm.
I just
that's fucked up. Everything you're saying.
So fucked up. It's just it makes no. It's just.
Yeah, that is
my
not the
fucking brother, my own flesh and blood, to stand by and let that behavior be okay. Both fucking both brothers just stood there and let their.
Absolutely. Okay. Feel the enormity of that feeling. And now I just want you to push pause on that feeling. And I want you to imagine following it back in time. Follow that feeling flavor like you're going hand over hand, following a rope back, go back further, go back further. You might even go back before you had conscious memory of this time. I want you to go back to your childhood, to your first 5 or 6 years of life. And I want you to ask your higher self to guide you on this journey back. And I'm going to ask your higher self to land on one experience in your childhood where this feeling where you had this experience, like your first memory of this experience?
The only memory I comes up, and this came up when I reached out to you, was a memory of being 3 or 4 in my bedroom, screaming in fear about a clown. And then my mother coming in saying it wasn't real. And the rage of her not believing me. That's what the heart feels like. That's what it, oh my God, it's the same fucking thing. You're right. I keep doing it over and over. So that experience just kept coming over and over. And she never believes me.
Sounds like you might resonate with this word. She really dismissed you.
Yep. Oh, it's just a nightmare. What do you mean it's just a nightmare? There's a fucking clown in the window, came through the glass.
Yeah. Yeah. All of that heresy. That basically started your whole journey of seeing and feeling things and not being believed.
So I just recreating it over a stupid fucking nightmare. It sounds
your
so
whole entire life that's where it all started. All this, is it real? Is it not real? The questioning to find yourself had to come from that starting point. So I want you to now go into first person, and I want you to imagine yourself. Did you say you were in a crib or in your room?
I was a toddler, but in a big bed.
Okay, so see yourself in the big bed, 3 or 4. And I want you to see what that experience is like, just from the point where your mom leaves, completely dismissing anything you said.
That she didn't have time to deal with me. She didn't believe me. She didn't want to talk to me. She didn't want to love me. She didn't want to be there. She didn't want to help me. She was so dismissed and so shut down.
Exactly.
There it is.
Okay, stay with that feeling, okay? Because that's it. We're going to work with that one, okay? So just become.
Oh my God, it's not that she doesn't believe me. It's that she doesn't love me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely something you would probably believe at that moment. She doesn't. It doesn't feel like she's there for you in a way a mother should give love to her daughter.
Never present.
Yeah, right. Just enter into the feelings you're having in that very moment. So like leave the thoughts to the side for a second and just go into the physical feeling of it.
There's a pain right here in my heart.
Okay, let's stay on that pain. I want you to just do a little meditation and feel it completely. Even turn up the volume, if you will. Turn it up. If it feels intense, just stick with it. No matter how.
Oh, it's intense. And I really want to run, but I know that this will get me through the other side.
Yeah. I'm going to stay here with you. I'm just going to be silent for a moment.
I can see the other side of her, that she just had no self-worth on her own. And it's just morphing into such compassion for her in this moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But from your eyes at age 3 or 4, you had none of that awareness.
I can see this. It's so bizarre.
Yeah. And of course, from your perspective now, it's easy to see this. But at the time, you had a completely different picture. And the picture was that you were unloved. Right. And like, it's like you didn't.
Or I was a liar.
How about
you were lying? You were making up stories. You were making up shit that wasn't real.
Let's go with the I don't matter.
Yeah. This is not important. I don't have time for this. I've got other things to do. This isn't real. You're making this all up. It's just a nightmare. Move on.
Yeah. See, there's the I don't have time for it.
Like dismissive, disrespectful, the whole thing, everything we just talked about.
Mm-hmm. Just on the feeling in your body.
Oh, the feeling in the
body. Feeling moves to. Does it move? Does it stay centered around your heart and throat?
So weird. My legs are like on fire, like vibrating. So what is that?
Yeah, that means we're right there. We're right on the tip of the iceberg. So stay with that feeling. Don't avoid it. Like just kind of go in even further.
It doesn't hurt. It feels like they're like almost detached from me. Like,
yeah.
Oh, it's
having,
like resistant. It's I don't know
yeah,
what it is. What is it? Resistant?
this is a sign of trauma being stuck in your body. That's what it is. Okay. So I'm, we need to stay here a little bit longer because it's not
Okay.
quite ready to pass through. What's happening is you're having a mix of sensations in your
Yeah.
body, and you need to actually move through the sensations rather than
All right.
distracting.
Pain in my neck. This is like pain in my shoulder coming all through here. Heart is aching, aching. I can feel my legs. They're like vibrating and like there's something trying right here.
Mhm.
Oh, like in that pain, like right this, whatever. Oh my God, like a big knot in my neck.
Mhm.
But my legs, what like,
You're doing a great job sticking with it. And let the little one know that there's a perfectly good reason for her to be experiencing this. Because anybody in that circumstance with a mother like that would most likely be having the same exact experience as you are. So let her know it's okay for her to have that experience. Validate it completely. And once
so
again, I want you to stay in first person, have that experience while you're there in the bed.
that my higher self is saying that it's okay to be upset
It's
and
okay.
angry and hurt
Exactly.
and pissed off.
And we're going to move through it together. So I'll
I'm
just be quiet.
feeling it, just saying that just starts to,
Yeah, saying it gives you permission to actually have it, validate it.
why is my neck hurting? That's weird.
None of this is weird. The body expresses
Oh my
trauma.
God, it's so uncomfortable.
Okay.
Oh, it's, ouch. Yeah, I was just thinking, this is ridiculous. You're paying for this.
That is
Oh,
funny.
I'm so, oh my God, it's like almost like a really awful heartburn. Oh,
Okay. Have
ah,
that experience. Just stay with it. Become the person in bed. And do know that all of the sensations you're experiencing are going to shift. But
you're
right
going,
now, keep full focus on what is in the moment.
what is? What do you mean, what is?
What is real for you at this very moment? As you're the little 3 or 4 year old in that bed having that experience,
Terrified,
just missing you.
absolutely terrified. This is what fear feels like.
Okay. Okay. Stay with that fear.
It feels like I'm going to be alone the rest of my life. That if anything, oh my God, if anything ever comes up, no one's going to help me.
Mm, that's huge.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
bingo.
Yeah.
So no matter what happens, I'm just going to create stories and events to prove myself right.
Breathe through that. Whew, that was huge.
Over a stupid fucking nightmare. Woo! No wonder I'm so angry. How do we get this to go away?
Stay with it. It's already shifting and changing. I could see.
It doesn't feel
Focus
this. The
on, okay,
neck thing is really painful.
okay,
Well,
let's
I'm
do this a
baby.
little bit longer.
Why my neck?
Ask your neck pain. Do you have a message for me right now? Is there something you want to tell me? What is that about?
Oh, you're storing everything in your head.
Mm.
head is so heavy. It's hard to keep up. Oh, sorry, head. Oh, yeah. It's saying, please release us. Please let these thoughts go. It's too much for us to handle for you. And I want my 3-year-old's fighting back saying, fuck you. If I knew how to do it, I would.
Mm-hmm. Let that body experience know that it has perfectly good right to have that experience. You know, anybody in that messed up situation could have similar experience as you.
Right. My higher self is just hugging me and letting me know that I've never been alone.
Oh, that's a word of wisdom. Okay. Well,
That,
so
I,
go ahead.
that I've always, that I can't even say it. Oh my God. My 3-year-old self is so strong fighting me. Ooh. Oh, I'm so defiant. No wonder I'm like this. Oh my God, this is fascinating. My higher self wants to tell my 3-year-old self that this has always been there to help me. And my 3-year-old self is saying, fuck you, go away. It's so endearing. A 3-year-old energy just is so amazing.
Yeah,
Oh, it's going finally.
that makes perfect sense.
Oh,
I never believed that.
wow.
Okay. So now let's transition this just a little bit. And now it's time to have a bit of an intervention. Like let's have a conversation with the higher self. The higher self sounds like it was there when she was great. She just was unaware of it.
The
So
3-year-old wants to be right.
Absolutely. Well, that 3-year-old's never stopped wanting to be right.
Holy shit. All right, this is coming from an incarnation that was not of this world, because this 3-year-old was so well loved, so wanted. So there's some sort of energy and karma between me and my mother that I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing. Okay, so let's do an
intervention. There it is. Okay, because it's not coming from, so my higher self is saying, it's so beautiful and so loving and so kind. And oh yeah, you agreed to do this. I know that. But my 3-year-old self has something with my mom that's like really awful, like brothers, murder, hatred. I can feel it. It's still in my heart. And that when she walked into the room, she was not my mother. She was my brother saying, fuck you. And my higher self couldn't break through.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do an intervention to support this little one. That's a huge epiphany.
Right.
What else can the higher self provide to the little one in this very moment?
Just reassurance that this is going to be the best awakening experience and that you signed up for the whole thing. And
can
that
the 3-year-old receive that?
Can the 3-year-old see it? Holy shit, yes, I can.
Yeah. Okay. Take a moment for that, because that was really a big statement, to actually let that statement sink in to you being the 3-year-old. Okay. So I'm going to call you the 3-year-old. Just take that in, what you just said.
I'm pretty awesome.
Yeah. Can the 3-year-old feel that? Her level of awesomeness? Yeah. Okay. Let's have a bit of a conversation. What else does a higher self want to say to her to just really encourage that awesomeness?
That this experience is making you search for awareness and openness and healing that could never happen without it. that this experience is a quest for you to experience your higher self that will not happen without this. And that it's all divine inspired, and that there's no bad here.
Mm-hmm.
And that you should be thanking your mother, brother, whoever, whatever that soul experience is.
Wow. Why don't you just pause and let the 3-year-old really just breathe that in? Inhale. There she is.
3-year-old's like, I'm so fucking smart.
Yeah, she's way.
How many other 3-year-olds do you know that get this?
Take a moment and really allow the enormity of that advancement of the 3 or 4-year-old. Like the 3 or 4-year-old basically already knew what's going on in the world. She knew a lot more. And at that moment, my guess is that she doubted herself.
Yeah.
Thought that her mom knew better than her, and her whole entire life she was following that.
Your eye, the senses are very confusing to the human experience. It's that why I called you. I'm in the trees. I couldn't see my abilities at that point, and exactly. I shut them down my whole life.
But until inside, she actually had the gut memory of knowing that. So there was a little tiny voice, even if it was only 1%, that was there telling her these wisdoms that you do know.
And I was so defiant, I didn't want to listen.
No, and that's normal for that age because your brain was not developed enough. So in your imagination, let's recreate it where she does let some of that theory in, that thinking. So see yourself go into the body of that little 3-year-old and just absorb that information.
Or I tell myself a different story. I did this with my grandmother. She comes in, she picks me up, she says, it's okay. She lays with me until I fall asleep safely and soundly.
Let's invite in your grandma. I want you to imagine there you are having that situation that we're describing, and in walks grandma. And grandma lays down by you and is there to comfort you and support you. And it sounds like she really listens to you as well. She really knows how to validate you. Yeah. Feel how good that feels now that grandma's there.
So my grandmother's an ascended master. So I've done some huge healing with her. Like I can see, I don't know if you can see her. Yeah. She is a huge light presence.
She looks very light and pleasant.
She's just laughing. She goes, took you long enough. She's like, I've been waiting for you to figure this out.
Uh-huh.
She's saying that she arranged our meeting. You're welcome.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's beautiful. That's great. So see if the little one needs anything else now. It looks like she's doing pretty good right now.
Yeah.
Actually, it looks like she's enjoying herself and she wants to maybe even stay in this state for a little bit longer. See what else she wants or needs in this very moment.
She wants the awareness to know that she has all the tools within her and that she no longer needs to fight her own separated self to connect. Mm-hmm. Like she knows that, but she resisted. So the resistance was learned. It wasn't, the resistance came in from another experience.
Right. Okay. I want you to just go into the body of the 3 or 4-year-old and let go of that resistance. Now, the words you just said were for a very older soul to comprehend. So I want you to see her comprehend the brain of her 3-year-old. Like what languaging, what words may help her to better understand exactly this message you just said. And I want you to imagine yourself there, 3 or 4, and taking in the.
That's why I suck my thumb, of course. You need comfort because you weren't getting it inside. You were pushing it. Oh, wow. You were pushing it away. So you can look, this is why you develop this deep, can't think of a word. It doesn't exist in our vocabulary. to seek outside of yourself to comfort you, and it never will ever, 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 ever work.
Mm-hmm.
Pattern that you've developed. And everything's in your head, and I can feel it.
Yeah, and you've got
Starting
everything
at 3.
inside of yourself right now. She's got everything inside of her that she needs. She
Yeah,
doesn't have to seek outside for external validation.
that needs to be healed. Wow, I taught myself that at 3.
Yeah. So you are healing it right now just by absorbing it at the root. Allow the 3-year-old just to keep gaining that information and wisdom. That's a lot for her to handle, actually. So I want you to just pause on this heavy intellectual work and just see her lying there in bed in that memory we're describing and see what her experience of life is like now.
She's so joyous. My grandmother, my other grandmother, used to say, I would walk into a room and it would light up, always. And that was my higher self that she was seeing.
And do you see the light around her and in her right now? Can you feel it?
I see lavender.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
Mm, the violet light. Ah, it's been here the whole time.
That's amazing.
I see it all the time. I just never connected it.
Yeah, I love that. Okay. Let's just take a deep exhale and let her know, let you know that you've done an amazing job to move through that really uncomfortable, traumatic experience and move into the body and the person who you are to this very day. So, what we're going to do now is I want you to stay in the body of this little 3 or 4-year-old, this wise one, this ascended one, this beautiful soul of light.
Oh my God, I'm a light being. I can see it. At
Being,
3,
yeah, yeah,
I was leading back then.
yeah. So now what we're going to do is we're going to grow this little sweet one up. So starting from the moment where you are in bed, I want you to grow her up to age 5 or 6 or 7. And I want you to see her having the same experience which she had in reality, in real life, but incorporating some of the wisdoms and some of the information that she has gained from this experience. That she is the light beam.
I can remember sitting with my brother. There are no words to describe this. And we were 6. We were waiting for Santa Claus. We were sitting out in the snowbank in New Hampshire waiting for Santa to come. And in that moment, I knew it was my first awakening, understanding experience that I had known him for eternity, that there was no separation. And that was at 6.
So let that experience reinforce this 3-year-old experience even more so that you could feel this like it's like injected inside every cell of your body, this knowing and inner wisdom. And now I'd like you to grow yourself up a little bit older. Maybe you're 7 or 8 or 9, starting school years. And I want you to see yourself maybe having some of the same difficult experiences that you had, but bringing in this wisdom, the wisdom you just mentioned, the wisdom of a 3-year-old.
It's bringing me to the time when Father Rusty would come over. And my wisdom was, oh, I knew what was happening, but it was planned for all of us to heal.
Wow,
Just
that's powerful.
like
Yes,
Thomas's death.
that's a great
It's
perspective shift.
all happening for all of us, that we all agreed to have this experience.
Wow, that's huge. Breathe that one in. Just let that just be inhaled into every cell of your body. Exhale, release. And now let's slowly grow her up to the age of 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Having maybe a difficult experience or an experience that felt difficult, yet now there's a whole different perspective, a whole different light on
It's
those.
so perfect. There is no difficulty. It was divinely inspired.
That's
I
beautiful.
just wish I had had this knowledge then, but then I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, yeah. And deep inside, somewhere it was there. It was just laid dormant over other
Right.
limiting beliefs and people's opinions and stuff.
Right.
Okay. So let's
That
take you on.
defiance is just so extraordinary.
So we're going to take you on this time travel a little bit further. So junior high and high school. And there you are having some difficult experience with social relationships.
Mm,
Yet that difficulty can now be transformed through this new light of perspective.
100%. It's all divine and perfectly exactly the way it was supposed to be.
Exactly. So go ahead and bring in some of the new wisdoms and information into that experience.
Mm. It's such a beautiful path. I can clearly see how my higher self was bringing me exactly to where I needed to go to be aware.
Beautiful.
Because then the search for the course, and the minute I picked it up, it was this.
It's like it
This,
found you, right?
yeah, there aren't words.
Yeah. Let's continue to grow yourself up to college age, grad school, whatever your last few years of school were, having some experiences that may have felt more challenging and difficult, but now we're bringing in this new wisdom and this new light into those experiences.
Is it 1 o'clock? Wait a second. I think I have a meeting. Oh, angels, sorry. Oh, the message is angels.
No way. That's your text
Yeah,
message you just got? Are you kidding me? You're opening up to the real divine energy around you. And when that happens, symbology comes in. The words, the meaning, whatever happens.
Like I can't describe it. It's
the session. It's all the truth right now because you're in alignment with your highest self and your truth. So we're not done yet. Stay with me a little bit longer. Let's continue to go forward to after you graduate from school and you get a job, you start working, your first few years of working.
that push against was the call.
Yeah.
It's the other side of the coin. And John shows up. Oh my God, this is so weird. That's my husband. So this is when I meet him.
Yeah. Your husband's feeling your love. And when you have the conversation with him after this, oh, it's going to be beautiful. I feel it. He's going to be very supportive, whatever he says to you.
He always is.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
So let's continue this even further to when you got the job and you're doing what you do right now. And bringing this new light into some behaviors or some experiences that you were less than favorable, but you're bringing this new perspective and this new light now into them. And let's grow yourself up a little bit more up to present time. And there you are, just a few minutes before this session started, before we even met, which was about an hour ago we first met. And there you are having the difficulties and hardships that you were describing. And I want you to bring the wisdoms and the information that you received from your higher self on this journey, that you received from your grandma, your inner knowings and your inner wisdoms. go ahead and bring that into the experience that you were having, the painful experience you were having just 1 hour ago. And take a new light and a new perspective on those thoughts and beliefs and feelings you were having.
Wow.
Great. And now you've done a wonderful job of transforming like the root of, I believe, so much of your pain and stuckness, and fully stepping into your highest light and your soul's destiny, your beauty, what you're put on this to this planet to do. So now with your eyes shut, I'd like you to just take your eyes to the right, which is your future. With your eyes shut as you do this. And I want you to envision yourself 6 months from now. 6 months from now. And I want you to see yourself taking the same wisdoms and information forward with you into that experience. And see what's going on for you in your life now. Who's there in your life?
I have way more friends.
Yeah. And you have different levels of relationships with them.
Yes.
Different level of deep depth and connection. And see what's different in your work life. And you may still have personal struggles and hurdles, yet you'll have a slightly different relationship with them. Like the end will be nearer, the end being in sight. And more confidence and faith to know that you could get through this. And see what else is different on your self-concept and the impact you're having on the world. And now take one leap, one big leap out further into the future. Let's call this 1 year from now. 1 year from now. And there you are. See where you are and what you're doing. But more important than the actual circumstances that are going on around you is the actual feeling that you have inside of yourself. How do you walk down the street? How do you hold your head? How does it feel to be doing your work? How does it feel to be living your life? And of course, there's your higher self right there with you, always. If you forget, remind yourself how easy it is to just ask. Ask for help, ask for wisdom. Take another 10 or 15 seconds to see this future vision. Breathe it in. And then let's put it in a bubble and leave it to the future and come back into your own body. Just one more time, turn and look to the right, and see that vision still there. It's still your future. It's your future destiny. And all you have to do is walk towards it now. How exciting is that? It's there. Just see the path between where you are and that vision. It looks pretty straight path. You want to make it golden. And then come back into your present space, time, reality. In a moment, I'll have you open your eyes. Not quite yet. Just stay one more moment with your eyes shut. And I want you to presence the chair you're sitting on. Presence how your breath is, the rhythmic inhale and exhale of your breath. It's probably more expansive in your ribcage than it's been in a long time. And there's probably more release of your muscles, which then results in a better night's sleep.
Yeah, I'm a breath holder.
And just presence the softness in your face and in your entire body. And presence your belief in yourself right now. What's one thing you believe about yourself right now?
I am lovable and I am well loved.
Love that. I am lovable. Write that across your mirror.
I'm going to write it right down.
Yes. And then when you're ready, you could go ahead and open your eyes and just notice how your sensory field has widened. You could see more, you could feel more. Your heart's so open right now. And I foresee every interaction coming your way being a positive one while you're in this vibrational field.
Right back at you.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm in a good
vibration. Book you're writing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. 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 I'm going to take this with me to my book writing. Yay. I'm almost done with.
Oh, man. This was amazing.
Thank you.
Okay. What's my homework?
Well, so your homework is to go through you could rewatch this recording, or you could go through the belief change work. And I want you to work through some of your other beliefs.
Yeah, because I still feel a little, not here, but my stomach is like in here, a little bit of red soup.
I'll email you if you want some of the things to work through. But that is your homework. You could do the meditation daily. You could do it every other day. I also have a written version I'm happy to send you.
No, I'll just put this on and listen to it.
Yeah. Yeah. You might want to avoid listening to it today because this healing session is still continuing.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be drinking tons of water. So my meditations that I usually do with binaural beats. So do this every day instead of that.
You could either alternate. Especially, this is especially good if you're feeling stuck or if you're feeling a limiting belief.
Oh, okay.
One thing I want to tell you about this session as well as my work is the outcome is really up to you. Like I'm kind of like the driver, but in the messenger. But what you do with it is up to you. So if you go automatically into, well, let me check how good that session was. Let me check where my pain is and stuff, and really focus on what's wrong. Then the outcome will be directed that way. So I am a proponent for staying in the positive vibe, the positive thoughts, and just continuing to take it that way. You know what I mean?
I'm of course that's the whole mind training. I've been listening to affirmations at night too.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So anytime any negative thought comes up today, just shift it into this vibrational field. Be like, come on, I know you're familiar and I know you're trying to bring me down that road, but I want to stay in this vibrational field. That is your choice. And that is the difference on how clients do after they work with me, after a session with me. It's the after work. So I set you up for a great night's sleep and a very positive day. So feel free to text me later today and let me know how your day goes.